Good? Thank you. Well, thank you, Stephanie. And honestly, I just, I want to give a shout. I mean, what you just said, I mean, that's kind of, that's it in a nutshell. But in reality, I want to give a special shout out to Diamondback. I've been in this oil and gas industry for about 19 years now, which is insane. But I've been in this industry for 19 years. A lot of times this industry, first off, this industry is full of amazing people, great personalities, great friendships, smart, problem-solving, intelligent, which is amazing. It's a great family. But along that, there's also great companies, and there's also shady companies, okay? This industry, there's operators, there's service companies that don't operate in high ethics, and there's operators and service companies that just go above and beyond. Liberty Energy, Diamondback Energy, those are companies that go above and beyond. And I've known, and I'm just getting to learn more about Diamondback Energy. And again, this is a shout out to y'all. I just want to be very clear about this. Like, I met them, great people. And this summer I did a workshop. Who was there at the workshop this summer when it was about, we're going to be going over the similar subjects. It was at the Petroleum Museum of Midland. Midland Petroleum Club, whatever. No one there? One of the things that came out of this, Diamondback said, hey, listen, this was very impactful. We really enjoyed this. This was the best seminar we've ever heard in our entire lives. They didn't say that, but close to that. But they said, hey, listen, we can't hire everyone, okay? We're going through murder. We'd love to hire everyone. However, we want to help everyone. If we can't hire everyone, let's try to help everyone. So they partnered with me, and this is probably our third or fourth university, and we continue to do this, to provide these skill sets that aren't taught in the classroom. They're not taught on the job. These are skill sets, just as Stephanie said, that you can be the brightest engineer. You could be the most innovative, smartest engineer who can solve problems and fix, and what, if you can't communicate effectively your idea, if you can't influence your team around you, not even around you, but influence up, your management up on your ideas, on why it's beneficial for the company, why it's beneficial for you, how this can push the industry forward, then all you are is just an engineer that can't influence anything. So if you're an engineer level at a 10, but you're communicating at a 3, where do you think you're going to cap off to, right? And the best part about this, people, oh, I'm not a public speaker. Oh, I don't know. I'll worry about communication when I have to. Oh, my job's to do this, not to communicate to my team. That's false, okay? That's extremely false. Again, there's a lot of great engineers out there. Success will be done with how you influence people, how you connect, and how you communicate. And that's what we're going to talk about today, okay? We're going to be going over, obviously, Career Launch Toolkit. And in this, my question is this. So for those that came here, this is not about me talking about what I know. This is for you, so I can provide some value for y'all. First off, what do y'all know about this? And what are you looking to get out of the seminar today?
Get a job.
Get a job? Okay. Get a job. Get a job how?
I want to work in operations.
Okay.
That's what I'm currently dealing with right now.
Okay.
I work in operations. I'm full-time here.
Okay.
So I want to stay in operations.
Okay.
I'm not the typical office person, you could say, 8 to 5. I like chaos.
That's operations, right? That's operations 101. That's drilling right there. Okay. So what else? What else does someone else want? So get a job. Love that. I mean, that's kind of the underall theme of this. What else?
Kind of understand on a student standpoint, like, for example, Diamondback Energy, like, I'm graduating next semester.
Okay.
And a lot of companies like Diamondback are not offering full-time just because,
What's going on?
Everything that's going on, and it's happening a lot more with a lot of smaller operators, smaller, service companies. Kind of on a student standpoint of what should we be doing, to obtain that full-time offer.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. It is competitive out there. This industry is not only hyper-competitive right now, but it's also extremely volatile. I don't know if anybody knew that. However, it's through our connections, and it really is through our connections that create some sort of stability in this volatile industry. So we're going to get into that too. What else is anyone trying to get out of this today before we kind of jump into it? Yes?
I was going to say, I feel like something that I think would be helpful to know is how to maintain connections after maybe leaving a company. For instance, I know some of us have done internships over the summer, so how to maintain connections while we're in school for the year.
It's keeping your network alive. I love that. Did everyone hear? So how to maintain connections after an internship's done, after you move to a new role. How to keep your network alive. We're going to be going over that. Perfect. Anything else?
I say
Leo.
communication skills with, say you lock in an interview, how to communicate with them.
Okay.
How you full-time opportunity after that.
Everyone hear that? Once you do get that interview position, how do you conduct yourself during the interview? And the best part about doing this with Diamondback is you actually have someone, subject matter expert Diamondback, I always ping off from about stuff like this. So yeah, so this is, in short, click, click. Yeah, the reality is this. This is going to work better as a discussion. There might be some things that you're kind of curious about, might want to go into more. That's what's going to make this engaging, okay? It's not going to be up here repeating what I've said. It's going to be interacting with y'all, okay? So the realities of the world is this. There's a lot of talented, smart people out there, okay? Especially in our industry, there's a lot of smart people trying to get into this industry. A lot of times people say, hey, what pathway do I take? How did you get to this role? Where did you start? The best part about this industry, the oil and gas, and I'm speaking oil and gas industry. If there's other industries that you're all interested in, I love that. That's great. But my background is oil and gas, so I'm going to be speaking to that. So nobody in the oil and gas industry has the same path into the industry. That's what makes it kind of a beautiful place to be. There's no clear path. Every person has a different, similar background, but it's the passion about people, solving problems, and coming together. So the reality is this. It is very competitive for y'all right now, okay? It seems like with the do more or less with mentality, personal development has kind of taken a back seat. It's left up to the individual to take responsibility for your own personal growth, personal development, networking. I was at a company when I first started in 2005. I believed that my network just had to be inside that company. This company named rigs after people that were there for a certain long time. I'm like, I want a name on a rig. I didn't think I needed a network outside this industry. I was wrong. It's up to me. It's up to you to build your networks, okay? That leads to this third one, fourth one. And the last one, I guess, at the end of the day, there's a lot to cover. I'm not going to stay on this. The last thing is this. Your growth, your trajectory in your career is up to you. It's not up to your manager. It's not up to your mentor. It's not up to your boss. It's up to you, okay? So whatever we're learning here, this is a skill set. If y'all can learn how to drill a well, if y'all can learn how to play pickleball, if y'all can learn how to ride a bike, those are skill sets. Communication is a skill set. You can learn it, practice it, and master it, okay? And this, I'm still learning public speaking. You're going to notice that today. So all right, let's move on. Why is soft skills so important? Why have I really dove into this? I see the impact that effective soft skills has with teams and careers and companies, okay? All these statistics, pretty much high-ranking stats that soft skills allow you to progress in your career. They allow you to bring teams around you, to influence decisions, to open up opportunity, to learn about new technology. Let's say you don't want to learn, hey, I got my little bubble here. Your soft skills allows you to learn new technology, to uncover opportunities. And again, this isn't just for trying to find a job. This started off for summer interns, like, hey, this is how you do your elevator pitch, you know, at career fairs. Like, that's great, but elevator pitches you use at career fairs, use during your job, use it walking down the hallway, use it when you're trying to date someone, okay? All right, soft skills. So these are skill sets that you can use here and beyond, all right? And yeah, okay, let's keep going. Click. So today, we're gonna be going over LinkedIn presence, how to build your personal brand. What is a personal brand? Anyone know what a personal brand is? It's your reputation. How do people think of you before you walk in that room? And they probably should know you, all right? How to build your network and how to keep your network alive. Communication with confidence, whether that's public speaking, whether that's meeting someone in the first time. Building your elevator pitch. I think this is one of the things that a lot of people kind of start listening to, kind of perk up more. And also just some do's and don'ts that I've learned throughout the industry, and also some mindset things that might help y'all as you continue your studies and once you launch your career. So, click. All right, LinkedIn. Is everyone on LinkedIn? Who's on LinkedIn? Who's not on LinkedIn? Okay, that's fine. Listen, whether it's social media, LinkedIn, professional platform, however you want to call it, I don't like social media, to be honest with you. I really don't. Someone that's based their career on utilizing LinkedIn and utilizing social media to grow their careers and to connect with people, I'm not a fan of social media. But that being said, I understand its value, okay? LinkedIn, I want y'all to try to think of this as, and I'm not going to stay on LinkedIn too long. I'm just going to kind of give some things because I think there's more stuff to get into that we can spend a little longer time diving into. Whether you like it or not, LinkedIn is a tool. It is a free tool. And I highly encourage you, if you're not on LinkedIn, that's your choice, that's fine. But if you are on LinkedIn, we're going to kind of talk about how to use it as a tool, how to change your descriptive title so actually the algorithm kind of picks you apart whenever these recruiters are looking for people, okay, and how to engage with people and build your networks online. All right? So I would encourage you to get active on LinkedIn. Reach out to people, connect with people that you aspire to learn from. And that's right now, I think in y'all's, I mean, some of y'all have full-time jobs, some of y'all might be professionals, some of y'all might be coming back here to get a degree, that's fine. I think that right now, utilizing LinkedIn to reach out to people, maybe professionals experienced professionals in the field, to set up a connection to learn from them, which is a great opportunity for y'all. And here's the deal. People in this industry love talking to students. They love when students attend networking events. We love when students walk down the hallway and say, hey, what else you got? Oh, what are you? We love when students and the next generation come because we like sharing experience. We like talking, okay? So I want to say that when you start reaching out and connecting with people, potential people that you're interested to learn from, just understand, reach out to them, connect with them. Don't second guess, don't hesitate. It's a numbers game at this point. Reach out, be authentic, be vulnerable. We'll get that in shortly. But before we do, let's make sure your LinkedIn profile is up to date. It's presentable, okay? I knew a guy that had the same profile picture for Facebook, Instagram, Bumble, LinkedIn, everything, Tinder, everything. Change. You want to have a professional shot here, okay? A lot of times, a lot of students are very excited that they actually get to go visit a frac fleet or, go visit a rig, and they'll put their picture, and they're about this big in their picture, and you have all that beautiful oil field equipment behind them. Try to have a professional, clear shot of your face, okay? Think this is a professional website, so have a professional shot of your face, number one, okay? This is kind of, I'm not going to go over profile too much because think of your LinkedIn profile as your living resume, okay? But right here is important, your descriptive title. And since this, I've actually changed mine since I started researching this a little bit more. What would y'all put here as a descriptive title on who y'all are? Any guesses? Like, what do y'all have now? Yes. Okay. Yeah, all right. Major.
Grade level.
Grade level. All right. So sophomore petroleum engineer, right? Utpb, right? So yes. There is something that you should probably tweak it with a little bit, though. Okay. So what do you want? What are you aspiring to be? Okay, drilling engineer. Okay. Put what you aspire to be in your title. The reason is, number one, if you're sending out these blind connection requests, they understand kind of like, oh, they're interested in this. But number two, it helps the algorithm find you when recruiters are looking for drilling engineers, okay? So put what you aspire to be. So what are you aspiring to be?
Drilling engineer.
Drilling engineer, operations, whatever that is. Put what you aspire to be in your bio. It just makes it easier for people to have a quick glance at who you are, but also for the algorithm to find who you are. So I've changed mine. I've changed mine since this because I'm diving into this and learning this more as we go along. Concise summary, I mean, honestly, like I personally, you can put stuff in there, but if you're going to put a summary about yourself, I would, and we don't have a lot of experience, I would talk about, and that's the thing, there's students that have had, who's had an internship before? Hands high, or higher, so 1, 2. So about half the class has an internship, maybe less than half, right? Okay, well this is, so if you have an internship, this is where you can kind of put your experience. Hey, I did a summer internship at Diamondback, worked on the drilling optimization team. We increased, drilling efficiencies by 15%. Boom, that's perfect. Let's say you don't have an internship. Student at University of Texas Permian Basin. I'm really interested in AI and drilling. I've been, a lot of classes, drilling AI, 101, whatever it is. I'm very inspired by that. So put what you're inspired by, what you're interested in, and various subjects like that about the industry that you kind of, that you're jiving with, okay? Showcase experience, again, this is your resume. This is kind of your resume, and it just kind of lives and breathes here. Whenever you're doing this, action words and also kind of results, okay? So assisted drilling team with reviewing efficiencies. No, increase efficiency by 15% with drilling team. Does that make sense? So you want to put more of a statement than a non-statement. If I don't even know non-statement, help me out with that. Anyway, click. Don't really need to get into why you use LinkedIn. It's very good right now to connect with people, and it's very good to learn from people. And it's also the place to build your personal brand, your reputation. All right, so let's get moving so we can continue. This is where we're gonna. So, any questions about LinkedIn, real quick? Your LinkedIn profile, or anything like that? Yet? No? Good? Good? Good, good, good? I'll take that. All right. So, I don't really want to read a wall of text, but your personal brand is just another way to say what's your reputation, okay? And here's the deal. It's 2024. People do, I'm sure before you go on a date with someone, you're going to cyber stalk them, right? Before you take an interview with someone, you're going to cyber stalk them, right? When people connect with me, I go to their LinkedIn profile, I see, hey, what's the activity they have lately? What are they interested in? You learn about them before you start engaging with them. That's just human nature. Right now, it's 2024. We're hyper connected, but we're very disconnected. People aren't comfortable meeting with people. People want to feel safe, and we always have some space between us. Again, that's why building out your personal brand is important, because people understand kind of your essence, who you are before you meet, okay? Again, this is your reputation. So, click. So, personal brand and how you build it is through engagement on LinkedIn, right? It's through engagement. It's through asking questions. It's through connection requests. It's through posts, content posts, okay? I worked with some interns this summer, and I challenged everyone. I said, hey, listen, let's work on your LinkedIn. There was people that with 71 contacts and no posts, did all that stuff. I said, let's work on your LinkedIn. All right, here's how you need to, make your content, connect with people, engage with people. And I was like, what's your next post? He's like, oh man, I got one at the end of the summer. I'm going to post what I did this whole summer about this internship. Okay. For what, your 42 connections? Build it. So it's funny. And then one other girl, she actually found her next internship. She went from her connections from like 71 to like 142. And she already found her second internship by the end of the summer just through utilizing LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a tool that you can use. So how do you actually engage on LinkedIn? Does anyone have any is everyone engaging right now on LinkedIn by any chance? Y'all connecting with people, commenting, engaging? Yeah? Some, maybe not. If y'all aren't, that's okay, but I challenge you and I encourage you to get uncomfortable and start doing that, okay? Start connecting with people that you're interested in kind of just learning from. Start connecting and engaging with people's content, whether it's rig visits or whether it's technology or whether it's a new subject in this industry you're interested in, okay? But I don't know, what if I want to do my own post? Like, how would I do a post? I don't know what to put. Is this good? I don't know what to write. Blah, blah, blah. Number one, is it valuable? All right, is it valuable for you? Is it valuable for one other person out there? You're not making content for the masses. You're doing it to help one person. Think of it that way. Reframe how you're to feel more comfortable putting stuff out there. Try to help one person, okay? If you can connect with one person, help one person, that's much more valuable than everyone seeing it and not really affecting anyone. What experience do you have, or what experience do you not have that you can share? I find this one and this one kind of tie in together. Showcasing what you don't know is often more powerful than talking about what you do know, okay? Number one, it showcases that you're human. Number two, it allows people to chime in and connect with you. It's like, well, I didn't know that either, but this is what I learned. This is what I found out. Like, oh, you don't know this? Let's engage. Let's talk to each other. So showcasing your experience or even lack of experience is a powerful thing. Again, in this industry, people love talking. If you ask a question, you're going to get a lot of people chiming in that know the answer, all right? So showcase what you don't know helps. What experience do you have from your internship that you can talk about, that you can relive, that you can bring up, that you're looking forward to for an experience that you want to dive in more? So what experience do you have that either you can get other insight to learn from or you can share with others out there, all right? Vulnerable. This is honestly my favorite bucket. This is the bucket where it's like, it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable. Being vulnerable as a professional, whether you're early in your career, mid-level in your career, or later in your career, is extremely, extremely valuable. I've made more connections and have way more in-depth conversations by being vulnerable. Whether it's I'm going through a tough time personally, whether it's my experience of not understanding what I'm doing as an entrepreneur, trying to find out for the past 3 years, whether it's tough times and difficult times in my life that other people have. Being vulnerable showcases that you're human, and humans connect to other humans, okay? So again, if you're unsure about something, if you're going through something, man, it is extremely tough out there to stay in operations right now. It is so difficult right now, blah, 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 blah. It's so challenging. Anyone else out there experiencing this? What advice? You're going to get flooded with advice, career advice, maybe some contacts too. So be vulnerable. It's okay. Let me talk about connecting real quick on LinkedIn. How many people reach out to people that they don't know on LinkedIn to connect with them? Nice, nice. Sometimes? Okay. So how many people connect with people once they actually know them first? Like you have to feel like you know them first before you can connect with them. Okay. LinkedIn, just connect. You don't have to know these people. If you're, and that's the thing. Whenever you are connecting with someone, if I find like, oh wow, that's an interesting title, or that's an interesting position, or that's an interesting company, I'll connect with them, or technology that they have. Just because you never know when it's something that you can connect with and also learn from them. Like, hey, I see you got this AI drilling app, whatever. I see you got this AI drilling app. I want to learn about that. So connect with people you don't have to meet people to connect with them. That's the power. Y'all are in Midland, all right? There's a lot of operators out there. There's operators in Midland, there's operators in Oklahoma, Wyoming, Denver. You are here. Use LinkedIn as a tool to connect and start building your spider web, okay? And when you are connecting with if you are connecting with people, send them a note. That being said, if you're getting a note, how long, like, are you going to read a paragraph that's sent to you about someone's background, their history, what they're interested in, why they want to connect with you, their pets' names? Probably not, right? When you are reaching out to someone, be intentional. Be strategic. And what does that look like? Hey, my name is JP. I'm a student. I'm a senior at Utpb. I interned at Diamondback for 2 summers, and I really want to learn on how you got to where you're at in your position. If you got 15 minutes for me, I'd love to buy you a cup. I'd love a cup of coffee with you. All right. Always ask for in-person meetings first off, especially if they're in this area. Okay. And set goalposts. Ask for 15 minutes. Okay? Because chances are, if you ask someone for 15 minutes, you're going to get about 2 hours in this industry because people like talking. Okay? Don't just reach out to people, ask for a job. Okay? Don't reach out people seeing what they can do for you. Okay? You're there to connect with people, to learn from their experience. And honestly, at the end of the day, under the surface, if you're meeting with someone who's at Diamondback or at another company, then they probably understand you're looking for a job, right? They probably do. So say it without saying it. Ask them for their expertise, their insight. What advice do they have for you? Do that to a couple people. And next thing you know, you're just not going to start just building your network. They're going to have their ears and eyes out for you too. Like, wow, I just met this great student. Bob, you're looking for someone I just met. You don't know where one connection can go. And you don't know what you can learn. You might be meeting a mentor that is valuable to your career development. So start reaching out to people. Start doing coffees with people, all right? People will love to buy coffee for people, all right? And put a timeline. Again, be empathetic a little bit. Think what message would you want to receive if you were in their shoes? Again, not a long paragraph, not this, not that, not asking for something, right? You're just asking, hey, 15 minutes of your time, I'm just curious to learn from you, all right? And again, you're not going to get a thumbs up, green light every single message you send. That's fine, okay? Keep doing it. Don't worry. Don't take a non-response personal, all right? Keep going. All right, what? Yeah, okay. I saw this in 2016. I really saw kind of networks started kind of like disintegrating a little bit in the oil and gas space. 2020 is really when I saw the value of your network. I was working at a project management company at the time, sent out well site supervisors. Also, rig count went from 1,200 down to 200, okay? A lot of people got let go. I saw a lot of my really extremely smart, intelligent engineer friends get let go and not be able to find work. I saw some shady people get let go, and they found jobs the next day. All right? The only difference between them is one had a network, one didn't. All right? Now, let's go down a couple years down, let's go about 10 years down your career. Let's say you all start your own companies, right? Oh, it's so competitive out there. You heard about this great deal, this great piece of rock out there. You want to go out there with your team. Well, first off, how do you find your team? How do you know the best people to surround yourself with? That's through your network, right? So not only that, okay, well, we got this property out there. Let's go out there. All right. Everyone's, you know about it, you know about it, you know about it. We're all on the same. But who knows the people, the capital, the people that have the money, right? It's the networks. How do we learn about that? The networks. You're not learning about this online. If you're learning about it online, if you're learning about opportunities online, chances are it's too late. Once it hits online, it's too late. You learn about building your team, sourcing capital, job potentials out there from your networks. I spoke to a gentleman in Dallas. Let me get back to the COVID thing, pandemic shortly. But I spoke to a gentleman in Dallas, and he was looking for a job as an operator. He's like, man, I've talked to everyone. I've talked to 15 different companies. You know, I was like, well, how many did you know? I didn't know any, but I'm a drill engineer. Like, okay. Well, who on the service side have you talked to? Oh, no one. I don't want to go to the service side. I get that. That's fine. But who do you think has their finger on the pulse? Who do you think's out there every day learning what's happening in this industry? Who's moving? What positions are opening up, right? So again, whether you want something from the service companies, whether you're using it, build your networks, meet with them, meet people that you can, all right? COVID. So during this time, I saw a lot of people left without roles, without jobs. And the people that were able to find jobs, not just any job, the jobs that they wanted. And there's a difference there, okay? Sometimes you take a job because you need a job, and that's fine. But sometimes you take a job because you want that job. The people that I saw taking jobs that they wanted were the ones with a strong network. People were reaching out to them. Hey, Bill, come on over here. We got something for you, right? It was those type of interactions. We're in a hyper-connected world, but we're often disconnected. Back in the 80s, I think people would call. They had an average of 3 to 5. As adults, they had an average of 3 to 5 friends. They'd pick up the phone and call. This day and age, it's 0 to 1, okay? So our connections have gotten a lot weaker. Obviously, through just talking to people, a lot of people like to use Teams and Zoom and Google and all that stuff. There is true value in sitting around and having conversation with people. You're going to learn about people. Wow, this person has a parrot. I love parrots. Or this person has I don't love parrot, I'm just going with me. Or this person's in a bow hunting. I love bow hunting. You learn more about people from conversations, from just everyday conversations. So again, when you are building your network, you're not there to benefit yourself. You're there to learn from someone and just see where that goes, okay? Again, oil and gas industry, very volatile, create stability. All right. In everyone's career, and this is not a slide based on any data whatsoever. This is actually a made-up chart, all right? But go with me here. It proves the concept here. Throughout your career, listen, you're going to get a job pretty much based on your performance in school, right? Well, that's not really true because just as Stephanie said, it's not really your performance in school now. It's how you interact, how you connect with people. But let's say it was your performance in school. Let's say you get a job strictly based on your GPA, okay? There comes a certain point in your career where at the end of the day, your GPA does not matter. It's who's around you that matters. What circles are you surrounding yourself with that matter? And that's also important, is who you surround yourself with. There's a lot of times, I'm sure we have friends like this, but there's a lot of times in this industry, you get in a circle, you get in a routine, and it's comfortable, right? Next thing you know, you want to go for this management role or do something like this, and people try to push you down. You don't need that. That's too much. Oh, you're going to be doing paperwork the whole time. You want to stay here. Surround yourself and continue to expand your networks with people that inspire you, people that want to see you succeed. That is extremely important because that's going to make or break your career, the people that are around you, the support you get. I got this all from Diamondback. I got this all from here. What do you think I should do? Where should I go? What? What? So, anyway, I don't know what I do. So, so there comes a certain time, and I saw this at Noble. When I was my first job, it felt like after about 4 to 5 years, it didn't matter what you knew at that point. It was kind of who you knew, like who you know at different teams to make things move, right? To make things happen within the organization, okay? So Yeah. Oh, that works for me. That's fine. I like that, working as a team. All right. So networking, building your networks. It's different these days. When I say that, people's time, I feel, they're not willing to give out time like they used to, right? Meeting requests a lot tougher. Getting someone on the phone. You got to schedule 15-minute phone calls 2 weeks in advance these days. What? Why don't you just pick up the phone and call someone? No, let's schedule a phone call. Okay, let's do that. So how do you strategically build your networks? Who do you need to be around? What circles should you try to surround yourself with? This isn't accurate again, but I try to think of this. Be strategic. Who should you be around, right? Who do you want to be around? And who do you need to be around? Well, everyone in your shoes, you probably need to be around recruiters. You probably need to be around these job fairs. You probably need to be around these decision makers who can hire you on, right? And who do you want to be around? These are the aspirational circles. These are the people that want to see you succeed. These are the people that have your back, that tell you no sometimes when it's a poor decision or poor career path, all right? And who should you be around? Probably other drilling engineers, right? Learn from them. The ones you should having coffee with, right? So I know that, the lines here aren't clear. There's a lot of fading here, but try to think of it that way. And if you can, put on a piece of paper, what person or who should you be around? Who should you be connecting with? And start reaching out, start connecting with those people. And just even a 15-minute phone call or in-person coffee is a lot better, all right? And again, you start doing this now, it's just the benefits are just compound and grow throughout time, okay? You start doing that, you never know the person you're talking to, where they're going to go, what opportunity they have for you, all right? Online networking. Anything? Questions, comments, thoughts, observations? Any experience? No.
I call it informational interviews, right?
Go on.
It's utilizing your networking. You know all these people, you're making all these connections. When have you followed up? When have you, when someone says, oh, you should call me. Did you call? Right? You get a business card at a career fair. Did you follow up? Did you make an impression? You know how many people recruiters meet all day long? Who do you remember? The people you had a connection with, right? So just think about it, like he's saying, that network you have is valuable. Do something with it. You can't just sit on these connections. You all have great connections with professors. Keep pumping up career services. People who know you and who know your name and who you can lean on when it's time for a referral, when it's time for a connection, when it's time of about to graduate. Who else knows I'm about to graduate? Right?
And even if, hey, we don't have anything for you, but I know someone who has that you need to talk to. That's the best part about this. You're having other people do your job for you, all right? So, online networking, yes, you're there to learn. And this actually translates to in-person networking, all right? In-person networking is very uncomfortable, all right? As a student, not a lot of experience. How many people go to networking events in town right now? Yes, which ones do you go to?
I went one with SPE.
SPE? Perfect. Yeah, you should be doing it. Good. What else? Anyone else going to networked events yet? No? Yeah? Which one do you go into?
Artificial lift forum?
What?
Artificial lift forum?
Okay. You know Justin Brignac by any chance?
What's that?
Justin Brignac? I feel like he's always at one of those. Okay. Okay. So specific trade networking events. Perfect. Networking events, there's a lot of them, especially in Midland. Y'all are like the oil capital of the world, okay? There's a lot of networking events here, from Artificial Lift to SPE to IADD, IADC, AADE, SPE. Give me another 3 letters, I'll throw that in there. But there's a lot of opportunity for y'all out there. Not only that, I don't know the prices, all this stuff, but I think it's relatively free or extremely cheap for students to go to, all right? I encourage you, go to them, start attending them. They're extremely uncomfortable, obviously, walking into a room full of strangers, you really don't know anyone, you're a student, not a lot of experience, you have all these people already clumped up in circles talking. That's okay. Be uncomfortable. Be comfortable being uncomfortable, okay? So, let's talk about in-person networking and how to do that effectively, all right? So, no, it's fine, we're good here. So the first thing is find out what's happening, all right? Be strategic. Find out what networking events are occurring in your area. Go to them. All right? Take an accountability buddy. Go to them. Okay? That's uncomfortable. You don't want to walk in there alone in a room full of strangers, so go with someone that makes you feel more comfortable. Okay? Now, you can do 3 things when you go to a networking event. The first thing is you stay in the back against the wall, not talk to anyone. How effective is that? Right? You were there. You might get a good photo for content, and then it's a little bit effective, but you're not really talking to anyone, right? The second thing you do, you go with your accountability buddy, and you all just team up and just talk to each other, right? I mean, that's not really effective. At least you're there. You probably will talk to a couple more people because you're more comfortable. And the third thing you do is just be uncomfortable and go up to people and start talking to them. And when you start talking to them, even if you're just kind of there, hey, listen, I don't know anyone here. Do you mind if I just kind of crash this? And what you're hearing is kind of interesting. I just want to listen. Okay, no one's going to turn that away. And when you are engaging with people, ask about them. Ask about them in opening questions. The reason why I say that is people like talking about themselves. People really like talking about themselves. And if you're talking and they're talking the entire time about themselves, they're going to walk away being like, wow, that was a great conversation. I really like that person. Seriously. I mean, it sounds silly, but it's scientifically proven, whatever, that when people talk about themselves, they have a much favorable impression of the person they were speaking about. So how do you do that? Ask open, and honestly, your role now should be to connect with people and learn from people. So this is a perfect opportunity for y'all to get in there and ask open-ended questions. Hey, this is the first SPE thing I've been to. What am I to expect? Well, sometimes we get into this, sometimes we get into this. Sometimes we talk about this, sometimes we talk about that. What are you planning to come to the next one? What's the, as a member, what do I experience here? Like, how was the last one? How did that, what did y'all talk about the last one? So literally open-ended questions, maybe about that event. Maybe about, are you experienced this event? What's your experience with this type of networking event? Where should I sit? Like, you start engaging in just casual questions like that, people are going to provide details and information, and honestly probably kind of, hey, come with us, we're going to go talk, come join us at our table, okay? Yeah. So part of that asking people open-ended questions is the concept of active listening. I'm sure we all know what active listening is, the concept of so active listening, I know we all know what it is. Actually practicing it is a lot different than knowing what it is. All right, so active listening at the end of the day is really just being present. It's being present in a conversation, okay? And when you're active listening, this is a perfect opportunity to ask those open-ended questions and listen. And don't think about what to say next. Don't plan, okay, he's talking about this. Ooh, I need to bring up that we learned this in class. Ooh, I need to bring up about my internship that we did that as well. No, be present. Don't think about what you're going to say next, because what you have to say next is just going to come naturally if you're there in the conversation, okay? All right? Following up. This is what Stephanie was touching on. Following up is probably the biggest missed opportunity that people have from these networking events. And I highly encourage you to follow up with people. And this is how you keep your networks alive. So the question that we started before, what was your name? Thais? Yeah. So the question that you brought up, not a question, but hey, listen, how do we keep the networks going? Follow up, continue to follow up, and we're going to talk about how to follow up. So when you go into a networking event, go to a circle of people that are talking, introduce yourselves, be a wall, sit there, listen, absorb, ask an open-ended question. Now, this is the next step. Get their contact information. Once you have their contact information, that's when you can start following up with them, okay? And honestly, sometimes you may get stuck with someone for an hour and a half at these things. Don't do that. It's okay to say, hey, listen, I got here. I'd love to kind of meet other people and all stuff, but I have your information. Let's follow this up. And it's okay to excuse yourself, all right? So, following up, how to follow up. All right. We follow up after the event. Hey, it was great meeting you, great talking to you. And here's just kind of several ideas that are a good way to follow up with people to continue the conversation. So number one, you can say, hey, listen, great conversation. Let's continue this on Tuesday, right? I'd love to buy a cup of coffee, 15 minutes, talk about this on Tuesday with you, right? That's an email. That's this. Hey, great. I was a student at Utpb. We talked about blah, blah, blah. Would love to follow up with you on Tuesday. But let's say you meet 7 people. You don't have, 7 slots times for coffee. That's fine. If there's something that you see that reminds you of a conversation you had with someone, or maybe there's something that they were talking about, you're like, oh my gosh, I just listened to this podcast about that, or I just saw this article about that, send it to them. That shows that you're listening. That shows that you remember. That shows the connection. All right? If they're talking about, man, I'm just not understanding this Python. I'm not an engineer. All right? But go with me. I'm not understanding this Python. Da, da, da. Can you help somehow? Can you offer, hey, I'll walk you through that. Let me show you how. Even though y'all are students, y'all have a lot more knowledge than a lot of experienced people in this industry. All right, use that to your leverage, okay? Continuing the conversation and then just staying connected. So how do you stay connected? So when you're building your network, number one, you stay connected you can do actively or inactively. All right, so inactively is your online reputation, is your personal brand, okay? That's then continue to see you pop up, that's continue to see you engage, comment, question, post. So that's one way because they're going to see you, they're going to keep that active. But another way to do that is, again, if you're thinking of like, okay, well, I just saw this very interesting article. I want to make sure that these people know that I met last month or 2 months ago at this AED event. I want them to know that about this. Send it to them. So you keep your network alive by literally just kind of pinging. You know what it's like? It's kind of like, who's got friends that they talk to via memes, by sending memes to each other on Instagram? Anyone? Yeah, me too. I haven't talked to some of these cats in 5 years, but I guarantee you I'm fresh in their list if I pick up the phone and call. So it really is kind of like you're sending literally like professional memes kind of to keep these networks alive, okay? That's how you got to think about it. If something interesting, if you read an article or there's an event, hey, are you going to this? Is this worth me going to? Hey, I see ATC's coming up. That's in New Orleans. That's a lot of cash. Like, is this worth me going to or should I pull back? So again, ask questions. Hey, about to graduate. What should I do? All right. How much time we got?
About 10 more minutes.
That's it? What? All right. 10 minutes. All right. We're gonna blast through this real quick. Damn. All right. So, communicating with confidence. Literally, this is the biggest area of opportunity for y'all to improve and start working on now. How do we work on this? Set your own. There's not a lot of public speaking in schools, not a lot of public speaking taught on the job. However, this is something you're going to have to do throughout your career. Whether you like it or not, nobody likes public speaking. I hate it. You got to do it. Reframe it. I don't use this as a public I don't think of this as like a presentation. I think this is more of a discussion. And me, it's like, oh, discussion, you got this. So change how you frame yourself. But practice. Whenever you break out in study groups, allocate about 5-10 minutes. Hey, I'm going to lead the agenda, what we're going to go over. Critique me. So you're going to run that like it's an actual presentation and you're talking to your study buddies, which is the board, right? Lead it, practice it, critique it, okay? Set your own opportunities up to speak in public. It's only going to help you. It's only going to benefit you, okay? But how do we communicate? A lot of people are thinking, wow, and this actually came up in Prairie View A&M. If I nail my interview, if I can answer every single question they have with technical accuracy, percentage, all that stuff, I'm going to get that job. That's not true. We have gotten so good at corresponding through text messages and emails. We've gotten real crappy when it comes to communication. Real bad at communication, okay? Communication is not just the words or messages or what we know that's coming out of our mouth. It's how we're connecting with people, right? So we had a conversation, again, 55% is body language, how you conduct yourself. And this is one of those things, before you walk in one of those networking events in a big crowded room, how do you fake it? Like before I walked in this classroom, I went to the bathroom and I stood in front of the mirror and I did that Superman pose. I did that. Seriously, I mean, it's silly, but I'm doing that so I feel more confident so I can come to this room and speak to the next generation about how to do this. Like, we're all human, all right? So, body posture, big thing, eye contact. Oh my gosh, like this is the biggest challenge I think out there. People are uncomfortable making eye contact, all right? Lean into being uncomfortable. Your pitch, tone, inflection. I could be in an interview and talking like this. Oh yeah, this is exactly how we did this, and it was really exciting. I really loved the team I was at. It was just a great experience for me. I'd really like to join your team. Does this work now? You have to match. You have to be congruent with how you're matching your tone, your pitch, your body language, and the words that are coming out of your mouth. How many times have we had a conversation where someone says, oh yeah, let's do that, or I'm interested, and you just know they're not interested because the words are not matching their body language, not matching the tone. In an interview, all right, at a job fair, all right, be human, okay? Don't walk in stoic with a resume. Here's this, I went to class and I took this, I really enjoyed it, thank you so much for your time. No. Be human, show energy. We had a conversation at Prairie View A&M where it was like, this person was answering, there was an interview, this candidate was answering everything right, but the way they were answering it, it just came across that this person just wasn't to be, it wasn't an honest answer, right? Because they weren't matched up with the pitch, body language, tone. It doesn't matter the words you use, all right? Some of the best speakers, some of the best leaders in this world, present, history, whatever you want to call it, it wasn't the words that they used. And think about this. It's how they moved people. It's how they communicated. Again, this is a skill set y'all can learn. Work on it. Practice it. Eye contact. Yeah, open. Yeah. So let's. All right. You like that? I've done this before. Actually, back up one. I'm going to wrap this up with the elevator pitch. All right. Because this is something that you can use in job interviews, this is something you use at career fairs, and this is something you use throughout life. Career fairs, networking events, job, LinkedIn Online, going on dates with people, how you introduce yourself to strangers at a neighborhood barbecue. An elevator pitch is a concise way to showcase who you are, but I'm using a professional setting, who you are, your experience, and what value you can provide to that organization, okay? So we're gonna go over on how to build your elevator pitch. If I was to say pay attention to anything to this, first off, it's the entire seminar to pay attention to. But if you were really going to kind of start practicing what we're talking about here and the stuff that's really going to see a big impact, work on your elevator pitch. And how do you do that? 4 parts. All right? This isn't your resume. This isn't your LinkedIn thing. This isn't everything about you. This is your reel. So think about when you're scrolling Instagram or TikTok and all that stuff. If something doesn't capture your attention in the first 7 seconds, what are you going to do? Continue swiping, right? If someone you see stuff that's very engaging at first, then they start going on this long trail. Like, it's like reading a recipe online, right? They'll give you a 15-page novel on why they like this. Give me the juice. Tell me how to make these pancakes. So let's talk about how to deliver your elevator pitch in 4 parts. And the reason why I say it's 4 parts is think about how many people have been in career fairs before, right? Are they very calm, quiet, like perfectly chill, like you ain't got to worry about like interrupting, no, right? It's a disaster. It's a mosh pit of people trying to get attention, people fighting for time, and it's thousands of people around you, right? So how do you set yourself apart differently than everyone around you? Have a good elevator pitch. I'm serious. So the first part is your introduction, all right? And remember, all of these need to be delivered strong and confident. And a good way to practice is not just practice with your friends, your accountability buddies, but film yourself. Film yourself. It's uncomfortable, but film. How's your body language? How's your tone? How's your pace? So first one, introduction. Be brief. JP, my name is JP. I'm a senior petroleum engineer at University of Texas Permian Basin. Personal value add. I just had a fantastic internship at Diamondback Energy. I was on the drilling. I'm going to use the drilling efficiency thing because I'm going to go with that. All right. I just had a fascinating internship at Diamondback. I was on the drilling team, and we looked at drilling efficiencies, and we increased drilling efficiency by 15%. Boom. That's a reel. Okay. What else we got? Hey, I see that I'm graduating in May, and I see that y'all have about 13 rigs in the Permian Basin. Like, I wonder if there's anywhere that I can kind of add value to that to your program. Conclusion, hey, listen, I know that this is this career for a lot of people right now. I'd love to get your contact information so we could carry this on. Chances are they'll probably hold you, ask a couple questions. But think what I just did there. Within about 30 seconds, I told you everything, not just who I am, what I've done, but what I can do for you, the organization. And this is going to change who you're talking to. And before you go to career fairs, before you go to your job interviews, do some research. What news is hitting either their company or the industry that you can kind of talk to. Conclusion, a lot of people trail off here, and that just shows there's something called inflection in your voice. So a lot of times it's like, hey, I'd really love to work here. Yeah, I had a lot of fun here. Or it's like, I'd really love to work here. How you go down at the end of your sentence showcases confidence and authority. I know, it sounds, these small tricks. if you can talk about you and then end on a confident note, one that goes down, try that out. So conclusion, a lot of people, this is where the people trail off. I don't know how to do it. Work on this just as much as you work on this, okay? And the goal of the conclusion is, what's the next step? When are we talking next? Don't wait for them to call you back. You get their card. Remember, who's responsible for their trajectory in this career, in your career? That's right. That's right. Okay. Hold on. Let me think if there's anything else. Yes, got something else. All right. Whenever you are talking to someone at a career fair or a job interview, and they say, "Do you have any questions?" Have questions. Have 2 or 3 questions in your back pocket that you can ask. It was very uncomfortable for me this summer that I was working with some interns, and the CEO came in, gave a 30-minute spiel about the company, right? Talked about his background, his passion, where they're going for, and any questions. And it was quiet, and he left them on the hook for about 4 minutes. It was quiet for about 4 minutes, and no one had a single question. And he actually made that point. He's like, this is where it comes, ask the questions. Have something in your back pocket. It shows that you're interested. It shows that you're curious and that you're engaging with them, right? And I want to talk to them about walking the halls, too. This summer, I was doing happy hours with interns and E&P operators, come together and meet, let's bridge, whatever. And I was going to Denver, and there was someone with Aventive who sent it out to about 14 interns. And there was about 2 positions open to hire, right? And he shot this out, and I said, okay, well, how many responses? He goes, got none. I go, what? None. He goes, man, back in my day, and he's like 34. He's like, back in my day, I'd go down the hall. Hey, JP, thanks for this invite. I don't know what it's about. I'm not going to make it, or I'm going to make it. What do I expect? He's introducing himself. He's showcasing who he is. He's making an effort to go down the hall, knock on the door. He goes, not one person came to my hallway or emailed me back, thanks for this invite. And he goes, at the end of the summer, how am I going to make a recommendation? Who am I going to recommend if I don't know a single one of these 14 interns for the past 3 months? It's a 3-month job interview, right? So make yourself known. Be asked for advice. Stick around. Say yes to opportunity. So practice your elevator pitch in the car. And honestly, this part is going to change depending who you're talking to. That's it. Okay? Just modify a little bit. And Leo will share this with everyone. Yeah, hey, listen, right here, smile and have fun, okay? We're all human. We have to showcase, because think about this. You're talking to potential someone that you're going to be working with. They need to see that you're human too. They're going to want to work with you, okay? All right, here's some do's and don'ts, and we'll wrap it up. How about that? We got 5 minutes?
Yeah.
We're over?
No, you're good.
All right. You got 5 minutes for me? All right. Here's some do's and don'ts. I'm going to kind of go over rapid fire. Ready? Do. Be proactive. We're in a stage right now where everyone's just waiting. Heads are in the sand. Things are waiting for the external environment to affect how their career path, or be proactive in your own career path. Continue to network. I don't care how secure your job is. I don't care how big of a company your job is. Things happen. So be proactive with your own destiny, okay? Elevator pitch, boom, just covered that. Get that. And the reason why it's broken down in 4 sections, if you get interrupted or someone interrupts you during a career fair or something like that, you know where to jump back in. Well, I just got done with my personal value add. Let me get on the organizational value add. So you know where to just jump back in. And also during career fairs, be empathetic of the recruiter's time. They've been there probably 8 hours, 9 hours, on their feet, talking to hundreds of people, all that stuff. Don't be that person that hogs the time. Well, I got this person. I'm going to just sit here for the next 15 minutes and ask them questions. Don't do that. So be respectful of who you're talking to. Learn communication skills. This is going to separate mediocre managers to great leaders. How you communicate and how you influence and drive your team. Don't leave with a company. Again, ties in be proactive. No, let me get your information so I can contact you and connect with you online. Watch your P's and Q's. Oil field is a fun place to be. A lot of happy hours. Don't be that person, okay? When you're going to these happy hour events, realize that this is work, all right? This is work. Don't start your personal brand and your reputation on the wrong foot, okay? Okay? That's just my advice, all right? Don't be stuck in your plan. You may want to be a drilling engineer. This is what I want to do. I was born a drilling engineer. I want to be a drilling engineer. I want to be a drilling engineer in Midland. I want to be a drilling engineer in Diamondback. This is what I'm going to do. A lot of times opportunities pop up channels pop up that may not be in your original plan, but that's not through a lack of poor planning. That's just through lack of experience. I got my master's in France. I thought I'd be living over there, helping marketing and all that stuff. I came back. My first job in the oil field was sorting mail at Noble Drilling. Then I started saying yes. Hey, JP, you want to get hired on full-time HSC? Yeah. What's HSC? Had no idea. Seriously, no idea. Hey, JP, you want to get into marketing? Yes. All right, you have to work offshore. Yes. Saudi Arabia? Yes. This, yes. You have to say yes to opportunity. Don't be stuck in your plan. Your life's not a plan. It's progression, right? Trust the process. Say yes to opportunities and say yes to being uncomfortable. That's where you find your most growth. That's where you can be the best professionals, engineers, teammates, whenever you start getting uncomfortable. I like that. I'm going to start doing that more. I thought you were raising your hand. I was like, yes. All right. So do surround yourself with positive people that inspire you. There's a lot of people that are negative in this industry. There's a lot of people, don't stick your neck out. They're saying it. Be around people that want to see you succeed, that challenge you. That is a great way to level up throughout your life, okay? When I started my company 3 years ago, I had a lot of friends, I thought. I had a lot of friends. However, these friends wanted to see me at a certain place. Every risk I wanted to take. Everything I wanted to do to level up myself. Oh, you don't need that. What are you doing? Da-da-da. Don't surround yourself with people that want to see you not grow, okay? Don't limit yourself geographically. Oil field is not found in the most beautiful parts of the world. It's not found in Ibiza, all right? It's not found in Paris, France, all right? It's found in some interesting parts, all right? Say yes to opportunities. Say yes to moving around. If you limit yourself geographically, you're going to start limiting yourself vertically, right? Don't know it all. Don't be that cat that knows it all, that knows everything, okay? I've been in this industry for 19 years, and I can safely say today I know less than what I did when I started this industry. There's so much knowledge in this industry, so much moving parts. Don't be a know-it-all. You probably won't know it all, and you can probably learn from a lot of people, all right? Seek mentorship. Reach out to people for those 15-minute cups of coffee, all right? Even when you get your job, reach out to people, whether they're in their company or without. I think setting goal. Okay. Wear more hats. This was brought up Prairie View A&M. Sometimes at Diamondback, it's like, hey, listen, there's this thing happening at 5:05 this afternoon. This meeting happened at 5:05. I'm off at 5. I'm serious. Start walking down the halls. If you got an hour, you got 2 hours, learn other skills. Learn how you can help out, connect with people around, okay? This is big, your limiting beliefs. Students, professionals, we all experience imposter syndrome, 8 out of 10 of us, okay? This is something I speak a lot on, actually. Does everyone know what imposter syndrome is? The feeling that your success is pretty much based on luck, not on your talents? That's BS, all right? Everyone experienced imposter syndrome. I started a company of founders and leaders and people that run their own companies. I got up there, I was like, oh yeah, I experienced imposter syndrome. Everyone around there, I was like, you experienced it? You, what? You experienced it? It was fascinating. So your limiting beliefs have been set there by yourself based on probably something growing up, right? Whether it's an environmental factor, whether it's our parents, no fault against them, but it's something. I experience imposter syndrome big time because whenever there's something successful, I feel void, numb. I can't feel that, and I know why. When I was growing up, whenever something good happened, it was, hey, that's good, but watch out for this. It was always a watch out for. So we all have it. Understand it, don't listen to it. Change the belief, change your own expectations, your own belief. If you're in the room or at the table, don't second guess yourself. You belong there. You were invited to the table for a reason. Start looking at yourself and start talking yourself up why you were invited to the table. All right? Don't be like, I shouldn't be here. No, I should be here, and this is why. Start listing the reasons why. Don't change your limiting beliefs. Yeah. Yeah, again, it's actually 80%. That was in the 70s when they did that study. We all have limiting beliefs. Fear, self-doubt, perfectionism. I deal with that. Famous people that deal with it. All right? A lot of famous people deal with imposter syndrome. And that's kind of it. So connect with me here. Again, connect with me on LinkedIn, whatever, TikTok. I have a lot of soft skills, mindset stuff that I do. But anyway, I'm going to be around here. I know it's we're 2 minutes, 3 minutes late, 2 minutes late. I want to thank you for your time. I wish we had another 30 minutes, obviously. I got another hour for y'all if y'all want to stay, but I know you have stuff to do. But we got to do a group photo before we bounce out.
I do have a question. So you had mentioned about LinkedIn and reaching out to people, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes you don't get a reply.
Yeah.
How persistent should you be if you have to be persistent? And if not, should you just move on to the next person?
My question is, how bad do you want to get in touch with this person? Okay, no, but here's the deal. Persistence is key. I remember when I got into sales, I was going to this one place, 7 months, this guy would never see me. Finally, he came out and see me. He was like, dude, either you're the most persistent sales guy or the most annoying sales guy. I'm like, I don't care. You're talking to me right now. I'll take either one. Be persistent, and honestly, some people are going to be rude or stop bugging me, but some people are going to say, not get back to you, but some people are going to get back to you. Who cares? Don't take it personal. Be persistent. This is y'all's path, okay, not theirs. If you're bugging them, okay, we'll move on to the next one. Yes?
It kind of like backs off of that question. How do you know how much time should there be between the other, like the next follow-up, if they don't respond?
If you're looking for coffee, I don't know, 2 weeks. You know, there's no real set time. If you're looking for coffee, I don't know, 10 days, 2 weeks. If you have actually something coming up you love their insight about, or let's say you have working on a project and you love to kind of talk about, like, oh, we're actually talking about this, you know, drilling optimization. Man, we really got to get, you know, Augie or David Wan to talk to the table to ask. So if you put a time frame on that, be persistent, you know. I mean, try it out. You're going to find things that work. You're going to find things that don't. That's the best part. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I have one question.
Yes.
On those social events, there are this group, right?
Yeah.
Always in groups. How do you invade groups?
Easy. You invade groups by literally just
By Genie.
No, it's like, listen, there's always groups talking. They're always talking important stuff. You want to know why they're talking important stuff? Because they don't know what else to talk about, right? So when you see a group talking, you literally just walk up, introduce yourself. Hey, you know, my name's, JP. This is my first time being at this event. I'm a student. I'm just here to connect. Hi, how are y'all? That's it. Next thing you know, they're going to be asking about you. What do you study? Do you like it? Oh, back in my day, we actually asked to shoot woodpeckers out of derricks. Like, that's the thing. So when you approach them, literally just open up the circle. Hey, y'all keep talking. My name is JP. I'm a student. My first time coming to this event. I'm just here to meet y'all. I just want to hear what y'all are talking about. Boom, that's it. So literally just kind of like break apart the conversation, and it's okay. It might feel awkward for the first 30 seconds. That 30 seconds is going to be gone. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And the more you do that, the more comfortable you're doing that. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
I feel like no students actually would do that. Like,
Why?
it's because it's so awkward.
It is awkward. Networking's awkward.
But then, like, I've been to SPE conventions. All the students will get together, like, from other schools.
Yeah.
They'll network easy. But then, like, we're mainly there to, like, network. But we network with each other. Like, even, like, we'll meet with tech and, like,
Yeah.
and stuff. But when it comes to, like, meeting, like, the elders.
Elders. So, no, that's true. So first off, I love how you're interacting with other students sections, because those are the people you can be working with throughout your career. So keep doing that. Okay, so let's say, and that's the thing too. If that's the case, if I was approaching that, I would probably try to locate 2 or 3 people who are going there before and introduce yourself. Hey, listen, historically, students have gone, we really don't know anyone. Do you mind letting us know we're going to be asked so I can introduce myself and maybe my group, maybe 4 or 5 of us, 6 of us and all that stuff, and kind of show us the ropes a little bit. So maybe you do a little work before that, and that way you kind of, does that make sense? Yeah. Someone say photo? Someone say photo? You got to go, you got to go. Thanks for coming. We'll see you later. All right, y'all, let's get on up here and let's grab a group photo. I'm going to be around too if we have any other thoughts, comments, questions, gripes, complaints, all that fun stuff. How'd it go? Thanks for watching it.